Hello guys, I am Joey, and today I'm here to talk about the Pokemon Direct. I've just watched it, and I absolutely cannot fucking begin to describe how pissed off, disappointed, angry, and weirded out by what has just been said and revealed on the Pokemon Direct today. So the Direct was actually announced yesterday or the day before, depending on where you are, and it was completely random, a random Direct. I wasn't expecting it, that's why I was so hyped for it. I was like, big reveals coming, a Switch game hopefully, or a big announcement for possibly E3 or next year, and I've got to say, I am heavily disappointed with what has just been announced. So I'm going to go through, there's been 3 things announced, and I'm going to go through each one in a little bit of detail so you can understand why I'm a little bit pissed off. So, I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm a massive Pokemon fan. I have not shown it yet, but I am heavily into Pokemon. I've had every Pokemon that has ever come out ever, whether it be GameCube, on mobile, on the DS, on the Game Boy, any Pokemon ever came out. So, I'm gonna start off by talking about Pokken. I loved Pokken. I'm not about to start here and shitting over the games that when they first originally came out. Pokken to me was a fantastic game. I loved it. It's a shame that it came out with so little users, because I loved the online, I loved playing with my friends, I played with my little brother, I had a brilliant time. Pokken is one of the games that has just been announced for the Nintendo Switch. They've just announced a Deluxe Edition, and on this Deluxe Edition, it is basically the same game as on the Wii U, and to me that is unacceptable, and I'm going to tell you why. So they've announced 3 new features. A battle feature where you can have 3 Pokemon instead of a 1v1. I'm assuming you're going to be able to switch them out as and when, just like on an original Pokemon Stadium game or like a normal Pokemon game. You can withdraw your Pokemon and put out another one if they're about to die, or if they die you can just put out another one. That's what I'm going to assume the 3-player battle is. I'm not going to assume that you can play all 3 at once, which would be weird. That's a cool feature to have, I will admit. But is it worth me paying another £40 for a game I've already got? No, it's not. So another feature that they've added is they've added 5 new characters. Sorry, I cannot quite remember what the characters are, but you can look into it online. They've added 5 new characters, completely fresh characters. To me, that is also unacceptable for a deluxe game, just like Mario Kart 8. Unacceptable. I feel like it needs to have more than just 5 more characters. I feel like it needs to have at least double. Tekken 7 has just come out, and that has twice as many characters as Pokken does, and it was made by the same people as Tekken. So, I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether the Pokemon Company or Nintendo were just like, no, we don't want that many characters. We want the rest to come out as DLC. Or they just simply didn't have the brain capacity to think we'll put more characters in. I don't know. But either way, 5 new characters, completely unacceptable and they're not even characters that I like. There's no good characters. They're all fairly new characters. It's just not cool. I'm expecting like original fighting characters, Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee. No Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. No original fighting Pokemon. I don't think there's even any new original Pokemon that have just been announced for Pokken. So that's another new feature on Pokken Tournament Deluxe. And the last feature that I think's either been added or was there, but it's the only one I can remember, is they will have online, competitive, ranked, friendly, leaderboards, and the usual things that you would expect from a fighting game. And overall, with this announcement in particular, I've got to say, it coming on the Switch is obviously good. I feel like that's going to sell on the Switch for people who didn't buy it on Wii U. That's good. But I'm heavily, as a Pokken Tournament owner and as a user, I am heavily disappointed with that as an announcement. I feel that it's very lazy and very, very, if anything, unprepared. I feel like Nintendo have gone to them and been like, we need games on the Switch, what can you do? And they've just been like, well, you've not given us enough time, so we can re-release this, but that's all we can do for now. I would have liked a Pokken 2. That's what I wanted. If I wanted any form of Pokken, it would have been a Pokken 2. Or a Pokken with twice as many characters. Instead of the 16 I think that were released, I want 32. Or instead of 32, I want 48, like Tekken. I don't want... There's 700 Pokemon out, and to have less than 10% of them is ridiculous. That's unbelievable for a game of... On this day and age, in 2017, that's not acceptable. So, enough on Pokken Deluxe now, which is coming out I think in September. If you want to get the game, or if you want to look more into it, check out the Direct. I'm going to move on to the next game. So, the next game that I'm not really too bothered about, but a lot of you are, is basically a port of Pokemon Gold onto the 3DS. Pokemon Gold was a great game, but it's been done so many times before. Pokemon Gold on the Game Boy. Pokemon Gold, basically, again, on the DS with Soul Silver and Heart Gold. Emulators on PC, obviously, if you're into emulators, you can emulate Heart Gold or the original Pokemon Gold straight onto a big screen and play it in 4K if you've got a computer to do so. So I don't know why they're still pansying around bringing these emulators out for a console that's now 10 years old. I would have liked to have been the port. I would have been more likely to buy it if it came out on the Switch because of the bigger screen. But they're bringing it out on the 3DS, that's their choice, and I feel like that's a poor choice. Like I said, Switch would have been a better choice, but an even better choice would have been a completely new remake and stop focusing on emulators. I mean, for myself, I don't really care about emulators anymore because I've got a PC and I can play emulators. And if you're smart enough to do so, you can actually make emulators, put them onto an SD card and put them straight into your Nintendo DS without even having to think about this. I mean, if you want to support Nintendo in making these emulators, of course, go and buy the emulator. But for me personally, I would have only bought the emulator if it was on the Switch, because it's more portable. I don't really think about my 3DS now I've got a Switch. I'm going to be honest, because there's no games on the 3DS at the moment that I'm willing to put my Switch down and play. Obviously with Breath of the Wild just coming out and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which I do heavily play both. I don't really care about the DS right now, so I feel like they're trying to compromise people going back to the DS by bringing out another Pokemon and emulators, and I don't see the point with as well with paid subscription coming out on the Switch next year and no emulation support announced as of yet. They have announced emulation, but they haven't announced what games will be emulated. I feel like Nintendo are making the wrong decisions as per usual, and they will only listen to fans when it's too late as usual, and I feel like that's becoming to be not good enough. We're giving them chance after chance after chance as a heavy Nintendo supporter and user and a massive Zelda fan, and being let down by Breath of the Wild, let down by Mario Kart 8, let down again by Pokken, and now let down again by emulation. I keep feeling like because I love Nintendo, I'm holding on to give them a chance, and this isn't good enough. So I'm going to go on to the last thing that they announced. They announced Pokemon Sun and Moon Deluxe, another Deluxe. So that's 3 Deluxe games that they've announced within 5 minutes. The Direct wasn't even 10 minutes long, and they announced 3 Deluxe games: Pokken, a re-release of Pokemon Gold, and a Deluxe of Sun and Moon. Stop with the Deluxe games. Please, stop. Deluxe games are good to a certain point. If there's a big demand for it, brilliant. I haven't heard one person say, you know what, I want to go back and play Sun and Moon because I want a Deluxe version with a few more Pokemon thrown onto it. I've not heard one person say that. But however, I have heard people say they want a new game on Switch. They want a new adventure on Switch. They want a new Pokemon game like Colosseum or DX or XD or like Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 on Switch. I've heard people say that. But not one person say I want a fucking Pokken remake. No one says that. No one has said that. And no one wanted that. I just can't understand what Nintendo are thinking or listening to. There might be a few fans that are hyped for these 3 games coming out, but I am not one of them people. I am so disappointed and pissed off with these announcements, with what year of anniversary it is next year, which I will go on to next. I just can't understand, unless Nintendo are holding out, the Pokemon Company are holding out for E3, and this Direct is just a sort of a taster for what we're going to bring you at E3, because this is unacceptable, disappointing, and has really put me down on the Pokemon Company. After Sun and Moon was released, I liked Sun and Moon for probably about a month or 2, and then I have to say, I didn't like it. I didn't like the concept of going from island to island and having these challenges. I respect they wanted to try something new after 20 years of making the same thing, 8 gyms, then Pokemon League, game over. I respect the fact they wanted to do something different, but I feel like it didn't work. I feel like it was weird. I feel like it was out of place for Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it again. And I just feel like the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, I just feel like they're panicking. They're panicking with the Switch, and they're also panicking because they think, oh, we want people to stay with the DS as well, so we've got to put games on the DS as well as the Switch. But you've got to find a fine line of bringing console exclusives out on the 3DS and bringing console exclusives out on the Switch, which will make you want to play both. And at the moment, that's not happening. That's not working. But however, the Switch has only been out for two months, I think. So obviously, I'm going to keep my Switch. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to watch E3, and I'm going to wait till the end of the year and see what happens for the Switch. And obviously, I'm going to keep my DS because I love my DS games. I love my Pokemons on the DS, and I do like playing the Zeldas. I do like playing the Zelda remakes, but again, they're remakes. I want a new Zelda as well on the DS, and A Link Between Worlds for me was okay. It was good at some points, but again, I'm pretty sure that was 3 years ago now. So where's my new Zelda? Where's the the hype for Breath of the Wild? Where's that gone? That's lasted a month, and I haven't heard about the game since. Even on my Zelda group, nobody really plays Breath of the Wild now. I don't ever hear about it, and I just feel like all these games are fizzling out to better things, and I don't want Nintendo to fizzle out. I really don't. So next year, their Pokemon. The first Pokemon game, Pokemon Yellow, which is the first Pokemon game that came out in the UK, or the first, a lot of Pokemon games came out in the UK because it came out just after Red and Blue. It's actually its 20th anniversary next year, 20 years anniversary, and you know Nintendo, they like to do anniversary editions and special editions and stuff like that. They did it for Zelda, they did a 25th anniversary, and I would love Nintendo to really think about what they're going to do next year, really bring it to E3, and really think about possibly a sequel to Pokemon Yellow next year. And I feel like that would be awesome. Maybe even in the same world, but link other worlds to it, so you can go from Pokemon Yellow, you can go from Kanto, and you can go to Johto, link them up, or go to Johto and Kanto, I can't quite remember which of you know. Go from one to the other, basically. Like, go from Gold back to Yellow, go from Yellow back to Gold, or even link up Emerald, Sapphire, and Ruby with it. Link up 3 games. Why not? You can do that shit now. You've got the capacity to do it, so why aren't you doing it? You've got the Switch. The Switch claims to be next generation. This is next generation, and the games are last generation. So why do you keep bringing out last generation games onto new generations, and they're not even updated graphics? They're not even anything. They're nothing different. The graphics are the same. The stories are the same. The Pokemon are the same. apart from 5 more, that's unacceptable. I need new games to keep me hooked to this. I love Nintendo. I have a Zelda sleeve. I have a massive Zelda collection behind me. And you're letting me down. My console friends, they're laughing at me right now. Because they're saying Nintendo's dead. Nintendo's doing the same shit. And I don't want this to be the case. I want to laugh at them and be like, haha, I've got my console exclusives. I've got my new Pokemon. I've got my new Mario. I've got my new Zelda. Fuck you, you've got nothing. What have you got? And that's not happening. I want that to happen. So, next year, 20th anniversary, my message to Nintendo is, surprise us. Do something unbelievable. Do something incredible. Do something unexpected, but expected at the same time. Do the unthinkable and give us that remake. Give us that Pokemon Star. Where the fuck was Pokemon Star, huh? The fucking Switch game that's been hyped for probably nearly a year now. No Pokemon Star. Where the fuck is that? I want my Pokemon Star. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to vent more than anything. I wanted to vent. I wanted to let you guys know what happened, what I think should have happened, what I think will happen. So E3. Pokemon need to bring it at E3. They need to let us know more about this. Deluxe needs to be more than 5 characters. They need to say, you know what, we give you 5, but you know what, you can have 5 more. They need to do that with this game. And also, with the Pokemon Sun and Moon, I want them to say, you know what, Pokemon Sun and Moon, we'll give you Pokemon Sun and Moon for half price if you've already got Sun and Moon. They need to do that because otherwise this won't fucking sell. Or it will only sell to the people who are hardcore Pokemon fans. And that's Nintendo's problem at the moment. They're only appealing to their audience, and they need other audiences to come in. They need people to jump over from Microsoft to Xbox. They need people from Xbox to Nintendo. And they need people to be like, you know what, I've got my Xbox One, but fuck it, the new Pokemon looks bad as fuck. It looks amazing. I might actually go out and get a Nintendo Switch. It doesn't matter if it's £200. I'm going to buy my Nintendo Switch. I'm going to buy Zelda because it looks badass as fuck. I'm going to buy Mario Odyssey because the first open world Mario since Mario on the 64. I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to buy my fucking Pokemon Star. I'm going to buy that as well, and fuck you to everyone else. Fuck you Microsoft. Fuck you Sony. I've got Pokemon. What the fuck have you got? They need that, and they don't. Sony's shitting all over everyone for console exclusives right now. Microsoft barely has anything, but Nintendo's even worse. Nintendo's bringing out the same shit. They need to bring out new stuff. Even at E3, Nintendo need to announce something completely new. Completely fresh idea. Completely, no Fire Emblem, no Xenoblade Chronicles, no Pokemon, no Mario, no Zelda, no Splatoon, fuck Splatoon, and something completely new. They need that. They really need that right now, because they promised so much with the Switch, just like they did with the Wii U, and it's given next to nothing. I know the console's only been out 2 months, but they need people to... I know people who had the console a month. They were waiting for the games to be announced. Nothing was announced and they just sold their console. I know people who have done that, and I don't want that to happen because that means less people are going to buy their games. 1 less person with a Nintendo Switch is 5 less games. 5 less games to a company is 5 less customers. The build up for that, if 1,000 people do that, they're going to lose fucking money. And I don't want them to lose money to the extent where they're going to have to bring out another new console. And no one buys that next console because the Switch flopped like the Wii U did. I loved my Wii U. Don't start bashing me. I loved my Switch. I love my Zelda. I love my Mario. I'm going to buy Mario. I'm obviously going to buy any Zelda game that comes out. I love Pokemon. I want to fucking slap Nintendo. Fuck you, Nintendo. Wake up. They need to wake up right now, and they're not, and it's really heartbreaking to see my childhood company crumble beneath me, and I can't do anything about it because they're not helping themselves. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about, guys. So hopefully Pokemon Company and Nintendo will bring it to E3. I'm hoping so, because if they don't, this is going to be bad. And hopefully they give me something to review, man. Give me something to review. So, I'm going to just leave it at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, thank you so much, because I know my videos are very detailed and lengthy. So, thank you so much. Please do like, subscribe, comment on what you thought about the Direct. And, yeah, please stay tuned for the next video. Cheers, guys.